This is an interactive video lesson that deals with the ability to understand and respect copyright, cultural heritage, creative licenses, and the correct use of sources. Having this competence means that you can respect copyright and the rules for legal use of content, identify and correctly use Creative Commons licenses, use free resources that comply with copyright law, establish clear collaboration agreements to protect the rights of all parties, protect your own creations through legal security and archiving methods. To develop this skill, we invite you to watch a short animated video, learn more about intellectual property responsibility, and then take a self-assessment exercise.
Welcome to the lesson on intellectual property and protecting your ideas. In the cultural and creative industries, every creation has value because it is unique, whether we are talking about art, design, illustration, photography, music, or digital content. This uniqueness is protected by copyright, which guarantees you control over how your work is used. In the digital age, many believe that everything online is free or can be used freely, but the reality is different. Every creation has an author, and their rights are automatically protected, regardless of whether the work is published or not. Respecting these rights is not only a legal obligation, but also a sign of professionalism, respect, and integrity. During this lesson, you will learn how to protect your own creations and how to legally use the work of others. You will discover what types of licenses exist, how to identify safe free materials, how to collaborate with other creators legally, and what risks arise if copyright is ignored. Protecting intellectual property not only protects you, but also contributes to the development of a fair and sustainable creative environment for the entire community. In addition, we will discuss complex situations, such as international collaborations, where legislation may differ between countries, and how you can prevent rights conflicts through proper planning and documentation. For example, if you distribute a creation online that uses elements from another culture, it is essential to have explicit permission and to respect the rules of that community. This way, your creativity remains free, but responsible. An essential element in using other creators' materials is understanding licenses and copyright. Any creation is automatically protected by copyright, even if the author has not explicitly stated this. This means that you cannot use other people's work without clear permission, unless the license allows free use. Creative Commons licenses provide clarity on how you can use a material, whether you must mention the author, whether you can modify the work, whether commercial use is permitted. For example, some licenses allow free use but require attribution, others allow only non-commercial use, and others do not allow modifications. Before downloading and using any material, read the license carefully. This way, you avoid legal conflicts and show respect for the work of other creators. Pause for reflection. Have you ever used images or music without checking the license? Furthermore, licenses can influence how you create your own work. If you want your creation to be reused by other artists, you can choose to publish it under a specific Creative Commons license. This contributes to a culture of sharing and collaboration, while maintaining the legal protection of your work. Therefore, understanding licenses is not just a technical rule, but also a strategic tool for your creative career. You don't have to risk copyright infringement to get quality materials. There are secure platforms that offer free materials, ready to use even for commercial purposes. The best known are Unsplash, Pixabay, and Pexels. Here you can find photos, videos, soundtracks, and other visual or audio resources that can be used legally, free of charge. Even if it is not mandatory, it is good practice to mention the author of the material. This gesture respects the work of other artists and contributes to the creation of an ethical and responsible professional environment. Practical exercise. Choose an image that represents Ukrainian culture, check the license, see if it can be adapted, and mention the author if necessary. This is a way to learn how to use digital resources correctly and ethically. In addition, the use of these free resources can be combined with your personal creativity to generate original content. For example, you can use a photo from a free collection as the basis for a collage, animation, or educational material, adding your own elements so that the final result is unique and protected by your copyright. When collaborating with other artists, event organizers, agencies, or clients, it is essential to have clear agreements, preferably in writing. A clear agreement establishes who is the author, who can use the work and under what conditions, whether it can be modified, how revenues are shared, and who decides on long-term use. For example, if you create a logo for a company, it must be clear whether the rights are transferred completely or only for limited use. If you participate in an exhibition, it must be clear who can use the photographs of the works. The lack of such agreements often leads to conflicts, misunderstandings, or the loss of rights to your own creation. Clear agreements protect not only your rights, but also your professional relationships, avoiding disputes and ensuring lasting and productive collaborations. They can also include additional clauses regarding modifications, sub-licensing, or digital distribution, which are becoming increasingly important in the globalized online environment. As an artist or creator, protecting your work begins from the moment of creation. Simple methods include signing your work, applying discrete watermarks to images, keeping original files with the date of creation, and archiving them in a secure space. You can also use emails to send your work to yourself as proof of existence at a specific date. For larger projects, registering a trademark, copyright documents, and creative licenses provide legal protection and professional recognition. All these measures help you prove that you are the author, manage usage rights, and protect your investment of time and resources. Furthermore, a well-organized digital archive makes it easier to track projects, collaborate with other creators, and quickly demonstrate your rights in the event of disputes or accidental infringements. Let's look at 2 examples. Negative case: a creator publishes an illustration online without a watermark, and a company downloads it and uses it in an advertising campaign without attribution and without payment. Recovering rights requires a costly and time-consuming legal process. Positive case: another creator uses watermarks, archives files, and works with clear agreements. In similar situations, she can instantly prove that she is the author and legally negotiates her rights and remuneration. The difference between the 2 cases is legal education and attention to detail. These case studies illustrate how much professional success can be influenced by awareness and correct application of copyright. They also demonstrate that prevention is always more effective teaching mistakes after they have occurred. Respecting the rights of others does not limit creativity, it gives you the freedom to create safely. When you respect the work of others, protect your own creations, work with clear agreements, and use the right licenses, you not only avoid legal problems, but also build a solid reputation in the cultural and creative sectors. Respecting and protecting your own work ensures the sustainability of your career and the trust of your audience and partners. It also promotes an ethical, responsible, and collaborative professional environment. Respect the rights of others. Protect your creations. Create freely and sustainably. This is the key to a sustainable and respected creative career. In the long term, responsible creativity generates multiple opportunities, international partnerships, professional recognition, and the possibility to inspire other creators to follow the same ethical practices. Now we invite you to the quiz section, where you can test your knowledge by answering the following questions. Tick the correct answer. Regardless of whether you chose correctly or incorrectly, you will be given an explanation for the answer. Let's begin. That's all for this lesson. Thank you for participating. Follow the program in eStudio to deepen your key skills for entrepreneurship in the cultural and creative sectors. Upon successful completion of the course, you will receive the digital badge Success in CCS, I Can Do It.